It was a sunny morning in spring of 1966. Irving Stern circulated York Avenue looking for passengers, but it was such a splendid time that few people wanted to be locked in a taxi. Just stopped on a traffic light just in front of the New York hospital, where Irving Stern could see a well-dressed man rush down the steps of the hospital and motioned for him to wait for him. Then the light changed to green. The driver who was behind him hung impatiently, and he heard the whistle of a traffic officer, but he was not willing to lose that client. Finally came the man and went. At LaGuardia Airport, and thanks for having waited, he said. As always, he was curious as to how his client. He answered himself if to his passenger would like to chat. Moments later, Mr. initiated the conversation in a very unoriginal way. "Do you like to be a taxi driver?" Irving Stern said, "No complaining. It is a job that allows me to live and meet interesting people." "What do you do?" said Irving Stern. The Mr. said, "I work in the of neurology at New York Hospital." It was created from his passenger a current of sympathy, but he decided to help. They were near the airport, and there was no time to lose. "Could I ask a favor?" said Irving Stern. "I have a 15 years old son. He is a good guy, is going very well in school. He wants to work. Is there any possibility that you will get a job for the holidays?" His passenger was silent. However, when they got to the ramp leading to the terminal, Mr. said, "Look here, the hospital medical students will do a research project in the summer. Maybe your child can help with anything. Tell him to send me a copy of his school records." The Mr. found a business card in his pocket and gave him. Mr. paid him and left. That night, together with his family to the dinner table, pulled off his shirt pocket the business card. His son took the slips of the paper and read it aloud. "Dr. Fred Plum, Hospital in New York." The next day, his son sent his school record. 2 weeks later, when Irving Stern came home from work, Robbie was greeted with a happy face. Robbie handed him a letter to him reading on the paper and boss. The letter had read, "Dr. Fred Plum, Director of Neurology Hospital of New York. Robbie should contact the secretary of Dr. Plum to arrange an interview." They gave him the job. Robbie worked 2 weeks as a volunteer, and the rest of the summer he was paid $40 a week. The following summer, Robbie worked in the hospital again, this time assuming more responsibilities. As approached the date when Robbie would graduate from high school, Dr. Plum was kind enough to give letters of recommendation for him to enter a high school. His family was very happy to learn that Robbie had been accepted at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. For the third time, Robbie worked during the summer in the hospital and gradually began to take a liking to the medical profession. Shortly before completing the degree, Robbie filed a request for admission to various medical schools, to graduate schools. Again, Dr. Plum gave letters of recommendation in which he spoke favorably on Robbie's ability and personality. Robbie was accepted in the College of Medicine in New York, and once Robbie got the title, made a 4-year residence to specialize in obstetrics and gynecology. Dr. Robert Stern, son of a poor taxi driver, became chief resident in his specialty and Presbyterian Medical Center of Columbia University in the city of New York. Some say it was a matter of fate, and they may be right. Be that as it has been, what I have reported here shows that a chance encounter great opportunities may arise. Even something as simple as a taxi steer. Irving is 92 and still lives in Brooklyn. His son Robbie, now Dr. Robert Steer, and Dr. Plum Christmas cards are sent every year until the death of Plum in 2010. Today, Dr. Steer is OB-GYN specialist health guest medical practice group in Fishkill, New York. Has a son who is a cardiologist and two daughters, one dentist, one lawyer. Maybe this will be Dr. Fred Plum, he said. I will never forget. For 28 years, 3 months, and 12 days, Irving Steer drove a taxi in New York City. If someone asked him what he had for breakfast yesterday, he probably don't remember, but what he never forget a certain passenger to who bowed in his care.